The Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Blockchain Super Conference is coming to Dallas, Texas, February 16, 17, and 18 in 2018. If you know of a better way to get the latest insider knowledge about crypto, to hear directly from the top minds in this field, to interact personally with 800 fellow crypto lovers, hodlers, investors, miners, traders, developers, and founders, then I'd like to hear about it. If you don't, then you don't want to miss out. Register today for the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Blockchain Super Conference. Go to bitcoinsuperconference.com and register today as a super early bird to get the lowest rates on tickets and hotel rooms. That's bitcoinsuperconference.com.
Welcome to Almost Here, Round the Corner Future Technology podcast with Richard Jacobs. Future technologies poised to transform our lives for better or worse are the focus of this podcast. Almost Here means these technologies are now here and starting to be used, or just around the corner, from Bitcoin to artificial intelligence, 3D printing, blockchain, virtual reality, and more.
Hello, this is Richard Jacobs with the Future Tech Podcast. Today I don't have a guest. I'm going to be giving an opinion piece based on my recent experience and conversations with people in the crypto token industry. I'm going to be talking about ICOs, and I'm going to have some information for ICO investors that you want to pay attention to. Not just making up these insights, but they're garnered from all the conversations I have on a daily basis with different companies in the space. So just recently had a conversation, as actually today, talked to a company that has finished their ICO, and they're looking to get their token listed on various exchanges. I'm not going to say who to protect their privacy, but the person I spoke with told me, they said that the exchanges are extremely hesitant to list any new token. And they said if you look, some of the major exchanges have barely listed any new tokens lately, some none at all. And these include some of the big boys like Poloniex, Bittrex, Bitfinex, etc. So the person also told me that they have letters from their counsel, their legal staff, that say their token is a utility token, it's not a security token, and that it should be fine to list it. But they're still getting hesitancy from all the exchanges because of the uncertain regulatory climate that's happening in all the countries of the world, especially the United States. Like it or not, the world looks to the United States for guidance. So based on this feedback, what I see is that ICOs are continuing, they're still proliferating, and this is putting a lot of pressure on regulators to act much sooner than they normally would act. Hopefully it doesn't put pressure on them to act in a really strong way and crack down. Here's what I think that they're going to do. I think that we already, in the United States at least, and in most countries, have rules governing securities and commodities and, how people are allowed to invest, whether they need to be accredited or, verified in some way. These rules have been in place for quite a long time, and there's really sound reasoning for these rules to protect consumers and just to regulate what goes on in money raises, which can be rife with Ponzi schemes. So I think what's going to happen is we are going to see regulation coming extremely soon. I'm predicting within the next 3 to 6 months for sure. But what I think is going to happen, in particular in the United States, is there's not going to be a crackdown. There are going to be instances of companies that are bad actors being sued and being taken apart, and we're already starting to see that. But I think regulation will come. It'll look similar to what we already have for securities, for registration process for them, for commodities, etc. But it's going to be a little bit different flavor because it needs to accommodate the unique nature of tokens in these token raises. So I think instead of, again, killing everything, there will be sensible regulation that comes, and it will be tweaked a bit to accommodate these new forms of fundraising and tokens themselves, and I don't think this stuff's going to go away. I don't think there's going to be a major crackdown. But then again, people are pushing it. There's so many ICOs proliferating that, just to be frank, and again, this is not investment advice, but you might want to be very careful about investing in any ICOs now or in the near future until regulations come out. A couple of reasons for that. One is, as I told you earlier with the exchanges, they're very hesitant to list new tokens at all. So let's say you invest in an ICO and it can't get listed on an exchange for some reason. What are you going to do? What's the value of your token then? Hope for a decentralized exchange? Okay, fine. Maybe it gets on one minor player exchange. Maybe it gets hung up for 6 months or a year, and that kills its value and the momentum, built around it. You got to be real careful about that. So you may want to just look twice, look 3 times before you invest in any ICOs right now. And I'm not trying to dampen the market. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. And again, this is not investment advice. Another thing is that the ICOs that are coming out now, again, they are putting big pressure on regulators who do not like to move fast. But if regulators see what they consider to be bad behavior and they see it exploding and tons of money being raised, as in the case of ICOs, their hand is forced. They're going to have to act much sooner. And the legislation they come out with may not be as fair or permissive as you want it to be. They may crack down and then ease off later on, as China has done, and as I think China will do. So, I mean, nothing any of us can do to really stop it. We can't say to these ICO companies, hey, stop doing this, because we don't want to piss off regulators. It's happening regardless. But it's just something to pay attention to. So I wanted to give you my insight into what's going on and what I see, because, again, there are things that I see and hear that you as a listener may not, because of all the people I speak to. So buyer beware. I hope this helps you. And if you have any comments, questions, or anything, just let us know. We'd like to hear. Thanks a lot. The Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Blockchain Super Conference is coming to Dallas, Texas, February 16, 17, and 18 in 2018. If you know of a better way to get the latest insider knowledge about crypto, to hear directly from the top minds in this field, to interact personally with 800 fellow crypto lovers, hodlers, investors, miners, traders, developers, and founders, then I'd like to hear about it. If you don't, then you don't want to miss out. Register today for the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Blockchain Super Conference. Go to bitcoinsuperconference.com and register today as a super early bird to get the lowest rates on tickets and hotel rooms. That's bitcoinsuperconference.com. You have been listening to Almost Here, Around the Corner Future Technology podcast with Richard Jacobs. Subscribe to this podcast, post a review to discover more future technologies that are poised to transform our lives for better or worse, such as Bitcoin, artificial intelligence, 3D printing, blockchain, virtual reality, and more.